Hi everyone. Good evening. So welcome to our Prada illustrating fashion, and good to see you all here tonight. I'm just going to share my screen. Let me just get my screen up here. Let's put that to slideshow. Okay. So I guess everybody's been having a good time looking at the Prada, I guess past Prada, current Prada. Um, we got some good results this time. It was really nice to see the work. And we're going to start with Kahori. I think, Kahori, you're here, so you can turn on your microphone and you could explain a bit of your work if you want to share.
Hello,
Hello, Kahori. Hi.
nice to meeting you. Finally.
Nice to meet you too. I'm just going to put it on here. Okay. So, yes, explain, I guess, the idea behind the works and some of the process that you went through. I guess because most of the time people have seen a bit of your work, but here you've given us sort of a variety of stuff from still life, shoes, accessories to sort of backstage drawings. So let's start with the top ones and then we can work our way around.
Okay. Um, I wanted to draw heels. I love Prada's high heel shoes, and I did a quick research, vintage, and I found those two. I couldn't choose one, so I draw both of them, and I wanted to highlight, emphasize those accessories. So I wanted to use strong colors. So I chose those red and black shoes. So I wanted to play with them. Then uh, the quick drawing using crayons, I found that from the magazine. Actually, I drew that one during the pandemic.
This one here, the red one.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was just playing, um, looking at magazines and quick drawings, and I love that those all the models
Mm.
close together. Well, I found that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
composition's really nice.
and I just wanted to draw my kids because they grew up, so I started to ask them, modeling for me because I don't have models, so I cannot. I don't like to draw only from the magazine or using phones or computers, and it hurts my eyes. So I started to do the quick drawing, sketching, and sometimes I ask them before they leave the house, can you stop just for 2 minutes, 5 minutes posing for me? And yeah, I did that.
Nice. And I think that's quite good that you're using, because I guess the big issue we had it many years ago was someone drew an image from a photographer and we got lots of complaints that they hadn't referenced the photographer. Um, so it's kind of good that you're using your own models
Mm-hmm.
and building your own sort of picture. And I think this is the one area where AI can be useful because AI could be a way of you generating a model and not worrying about any copyright issues and stuff like that. So there is one sort of there's different benefits, but I think that could be a benefit. We were talking with a variety of people, like what could we find as the benefits? But for source material and models, and now they're getting so much better on AI, is that you could use it to get models. So it's a space rather than us using existing photographers' work. I think illustrators could use that. And I like the the black drawing on the red card. I think, I could imagine that as a piece of mail that could be sent out to clients. And I guess one of the talks that we talk about quite a lot is where would this work be used? How can it be used? And where can you get work from it? And I think definitely that black on red crayon could easily be used for a piece of like a show invite or something like that, and it could be screen printed, or it could be knitted onto a piece of fabric
I
because
can
it's
do
very
that.
graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. And the two at the top, you've kind of also cut out with paper. I think you've cut out with
Yeah.
paper the Prada logo. Yeah, I think that's a nice addition to it. Adds a bit of a hand touch and takes away from that sort of more analytical drawing, and it sort of loosens up the composition a bit, which is really nice. I think that's a really nice idea. And also, like, what's quite interesting is we've got lots of live events happening now, and we're seeing, I think it's probably the biggest growing field for illustrators is live events. And I think these two drawings of your kids, uh, with the ripped out, because I know Richard Haynes does a little bit of that. He rips them out of spiral bind sketchbooks, and even though it seems could be cheap, it could seem nostalgic as well. So they could add a little bit of cool factor that you've used this sort of ripped out paper, and then if it was stuck into a nice like card, it could look really cool, and it's very sort of aligned with Prada or Miu Miu, I think, in them sorts of spaces. So really, really nice. And I think the two at the top are lovely. I know you're very good at drawing because I've seen your drawings online and they're
Um,
quite detailed.
I'm still looking for my style, identity, and keep trying. I'm not good at in watercolor, but I'm still practicing by myself.
But I think these two up here, I could really imagine them being used in magazines for editorial work. So easily, if someone saw these, they could say, yeah, these could be great for us to illustrate because they're a combination of graphic and detailed. So it's quite good for editorial. Editorial tends to more go down that more, is it realistic? Does people understand it route? Where if you go more in the advertising, they want it more graphic, more playful, more experimental. But it moves around a lot. And I think these two at the top are really nice. And I've seen lots of your work, the choice to use a white hand rather than coloring it in with skin. These are all nice decisions because the black in the
Yeah.
background is stark, which is nice. I like that. So it's good. It's a good. And I think, you've got lots here. So I think there was lots to put on the page. So I thought it would be a nice sort of option to have a look at all of them because it's the first sort of time that you've turned up. So I thought I'd
Yes,
stick a few
sir.
extras in. But good, excellent, Corey, and I think they're really nice and yeah, and great. And I think this looking for your style concept, I don't think you need to worry about that. I think you just need to keep working and uh, lots of people, I think they feel that they're not either good enough or they don't have a style or they haven't been commissioned. Um, it's a little bit of luck.
Mhm.
There's a lot of luck in there. And I think there's this old school mentality of, are you sharing it? Like Anya Kabul, who's one of, who we've spoken to many times, she sends out a monthly PDF of her latest work to new clients, to potential clients. She sent me calendars and lots of things. So she's constantly PRing her work. So if you wonder sometimes, why do these people get work and why don't I? Because they're PRing like crazy and they're constantly bombarding people with, here's a monthly new work that I've done. And that was the goal of doing this sort of illustrating fashion, was that people would potentially do some work and then start sharing it. And then opportunities come up. And we just recently have seen like Joanna Layla working with Rosewood Hotels. I brought them a book 3 years ago, and they've worked with, the Bible, and I brought them the book, and they've used John Booth from the book, they've used Joanna, they've used another, they're using different people. It shows how long things take, but it's really going around and handing someone a book, and then 3 years later they get to that person, and it's that's the way it is, and you never know when it's going to come. But it is this constant. When I used to get lots of commissions from books, was sometimes they would commission me work and it would be work from 5 years ago. So it sometimes takes a long time to get in books, be featured, be on here. Like, we've got the awards coming up, and some of them judges, like Jim Turner, he's commissioned lots of people. That's why I asked him. He has Flaunt magazine. They've got over 1 million people. Uh, we know that Fashion Scout, a lot of people who did work at Fashion Scout this time round got lots of work. So we're seeing a return on people coming, getting involved. I guess it was one of the best Fashion Scouts that we were involved with. It really is the first time it's picked up since COVID. So I guess that's for everybody. I'm not just talking to you because you live a long way away. So. Uh, but anyway, Kahori, nice to see you, and thanks for coming, and great stuff. Um, Anor, I'm not too sure if Anor's here, so I'll have a look. Let's have a look if she's here. Uh, no, but Anor, yes, great. I guess you're using the iPad. You've brought in some sort of details. I'm guessing this is a collage. I like the attitude and the use of green. Prada, it's funny, I went for the mint green as well. Prada's perfume uses a lot of green. So just aligning with, and they use that sort of tan color as well in their perfumes. So you've picked up a few nice colors. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. I probably would have drawn the word Prada, because if you're going to use typography, at least keep it to the brand, or hand draw it, similar to what we just saw before. But really nice. I love the attitude of the eyes. I think it's great. Um, and just a bit, I guess I put a little bit more darker on the middle of the inside of the lip, because it looks a little bit flat. The eyes look great. The hair, the piece on the head looks good, but I would add a little bit more depth to that. Carlotta, I guess I doubt Carlotta's here because she, unless she is here. No, she's not. So Carlotta, Australia, so she'll be in bed. Yep, some lovely comprehensive drawing. Carlotta does lots of commissions. We see lots of her work, and she's always thinking about how the work could be used in advertising or used in jobs. There's constantly little ideas. She's trying to style it, potentially for commissions. So Carlotta's quite smart in the way that she presents her work. Not only illustrates it, but the way she presents it, like puts the bag in the little Polaroid with the sticky tape. We've seen lots of Miu and Prada doing that for lots of their ads. So really nice comprehensive drawings, Carlotta. Excellent. Deleter, I don't think Deleter's here, but Deleter, these were great. I love these. Really, really great color, really playful. I thought these were excellent, and I can really start. Kahori was talking about style. I think you're starting to loosen up and get more playful, and there's a real sort of style coming through here, and I can really see. I'd love to see how long these took, and could you do them at a live event, or how would they work in a magazine? But I thought the one of the bottles is excellent. I thought it was great, and I could see it as a painting as well. And the one on the left is a bit more screen printy, a bit more like pastels, crayons. But again, excellent. Delete.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you are
I am
here.
here.
Ah, I
Hi.
could I couldn't see you.
Yeah, sorry. And
Ah, Yes,
Yeah.
explain yourself as you're here. I couldn't see you. Oh,
Sorry.
yes. So
I
you
have
heard what
some
I have to
problems
say.
with. Okay, you can see me, I think.
I can see you. I can see you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to work a little bit with more colors. Now, I'm trying to do lots of drawings with acrylic markers. In fact, the drawing on my right of the perfumes are made with acrylic markers. Uh,
Is that like a Posco pen, like Posca?
Yeah, a little bit of Posca and another brand that I found on Amazon. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna buy them more. Like I bought a base range of colors, but I think I'm gonna order more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I found some ones like acrylic watercolor markers from I think I got them from Japan or somewhere, and they weren't Posca, and they were really nice, and they were like watercolor acrylics, and I can see. I don't know.
yeah,
If I find them, I'll send you a picture of them. But they
okay.
weren't because the Posca's quite expensive as a
Yeah,
pen.
yeah. Usually, I look in some shops here in Italy, but it's difficult to find like sets of markers of Uniposca. They usually sell them by unit. Just one, just one marker is like costs like 4 euros and 50 cents. So, like if you want 10 markers, you gotta have to spend quite a lot of money. But like I found a good set of acrylic markers on Amazon. There are many other brands that are less expensive, or at least they sell sets, and they have more variety um, like I
Like
can remember the word.
color range.
Yeah, color range, but also for the tip. They have more range
Bigger
of
sizes.
tips.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but really, really,
Right.
really, really nice. So the one on the left with the girl sitting down, how did you do that?
That's only made with on my iPad or
Ah,
with Procreate. Like I
ah,
am like trying to work on a style with my iPad because it can be used for like live events, and I like use this type of style with like that looks like pastels with oils for my thesis project. I graduated last week.
yeah.
So like I'm still experimenting a little bit with Procreate because I'm more of a traditional. I prefer traditional drawing, but I know that like you need to know a little bit of also of digital drawing a
Where
little
are
bit.
you? Where are you based in Italy?
I live near Pisa, but like I go to school. At least I went to school on Florence, so
Oh.
I live between Pisa and Florence.
Okay. It wasn't Marangoni in Florence, no.
I studied just 1 year in Marangoni, then I switched to another fashion school.
Which one? What was it? Which one?
It is not really known. It's called Laba.
Because
LA.
some of them contact me because there's another one because I've worked at Naba, Marangoni, Polimoda. I've lectured at quite a lot of them, especially in Milan, Duomus Academy. Uh, but I lecture sometimes in Marangoni in London, so I'm there quite a lot. But I see the Italian Marangoni, and I know Florence as well. So I see quite a lot of these people. Um, but the schools have different tactics and different approaches to drawing and design, so it doesn't always suit everyone. But
Mm,
I'm just trying to think about live events because live events is definitely something that for someone like you who's young and is up to do lots of work, doing lots of outreach because there's also Julia Balserin. She is one of the members as well. Have you heard of Julia Balserin? She came to London Fashion Week.
I didn't see her. Because I followed a little bit of the work of other members during Fashion Week, during those runways
Yeah.
events with Fashion Sky. I wanted to come too, but I had my last exam before graduating, so I couldn't. Uh, I'm
Yeah, this,
planning maybe next
this
event to maybe come.
well, the interesting thing is we had quite a few people come from Poland and
Mhm,
Israel, lots America, New York, and I think this was the most successful experience at Fashion Scout and the best response we ever got. And we're speaking to Fashion Scout, we've been speaking to their PR company as well.
mhm.
And for example, some of the illustrators drew people who had 500 to 700,000 followers on Instagram. So
Yeah,
if you illustrate the influencers, they actually have more followers than the fashion shows.
yeah.
So the influencers, and they love it. So we're really trying to work out a plan of
Mhm,
how we could draw and capture the more at the fashion show, and when they're at the fashion show we capture them more. So for someone like you, if you want to get sort of recognition really quick, the
mhm.
fashion scout experience it is now, like, it's taken us probably, we've been doing it 5 years now with Fashion Scout, and this I've been helping Fashion Scout for 15, 20 years. So, but now I think it's really like we're seeing this sort of moment. So I think it's really good. And, I think if anyone was thinking of doing it, I advise. I know if Lara's on here, I'm not too sure if she was on here, but she came for one of the days. But yeah, it was really good. And we're trying to think of different ways to curate and like exhibit work as well, like on
Mhm.
materials and on fabrics. So we're in a big discussion with Fashion Scout at the moment, how we can use their space better, so
Mm.
we can take over more. But for someone like you, if you had your iPad and you brought your Posca pens,
Mhm.
you'd love it for 2 or 3 days, because there's sometimes like 3 to 4 shows a day.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
There's lots. So if you can come, and it would be a
Mhm.
great. But lovely. I saw these and I thought, yes, jackpot. You've done it good now. Now you just need to do more.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
I'm gonna download more in these days, other drawings like in almost the same style of the first drawing. As soon as I can get back my my thesis project that I did, like an illustrated book on Vivienne Westwood, and I made a few drawings of her using that style. But my school like took hostage my book, so I need to get that back first.
Good, good, good. And what did you study? What was your course?
My course was fashion design, and yeah, this term, like me and another girl did a thesis on illustration. The other girl did an took another take on illustration. She like discussed about like figurine, and so like she took another approach. I
Yeah.
did an illustrated book on Vivienne Westwood because I wanted to talk about in my thesis about the um, how illustration can give another like emotional aspect on branding, like on advertisement in the fashion industry. So I talk a little bit of like events, like the um, live event artist. In fact, I also showed some drawings that I did while I was watching the fitting in my school, because every year the third year students do a
Fitting. Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed the collections right yesterday in Milan, if I'm not wrong. So and I decided to talk about the figure of Vivienne Westwood, which is one of my favorite designers. And I illustrated a little bit of her career. But I don't have my illustration right now because most of them are tradition. A lot of the illustration that I did are traditional. I like pasted them on a book, and my school took it.
So
So I need to take that back.
so the good news is there used to be a person who did the competition here called Harry Jones. Have you ever seen me share his work?
Ari Jones, like, is tells me like I heard
We,
this name before. I'm
I,
not
I,
sure.
I'll share it with you. So there's
Mm.
two people, Harry Jones, and I can't remember the name of the other person, but Harry Jones, I basically targeted him to get a job at Vivienne Westwood. He's now one of the illustrators at Vivienne Westwood.
Yeah, I'm hoping to reach Andreas because my teacher, the teacher that followed me during the preparation of my thesis, actually like worked 7 years with Vivian while she was still alive, like many years ago, and since a few months he started working for Vivian Westwood again. So I'm hoping he will show that book to Andreas, maybe to get a
Well,
little
I'll I'll I'll,
work.
I'll connect you with Harry Jones and message him because he works for them and he's one of their illustrators. And there's another girl that works with him, and he did some of the illustrations for the front of their shop for the visual merchandising. So I'll send you a link to who he is, and I'll message him. But Harry Jones, we'll find
Harry
him,
Johnson,
and he'll speak to you. He's really nice.
thank you so much. Like I
Yeah.
wrote
So
down the name. Thank you very much.
good. Anyway, Delita, excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Good. Lily Sell. I'm not too sure if she's here. I don't want to miss her. Let me just check. No, so Lily Sell, great. I love this Prada drawing shoe here. Really good, really playful and fun. And I thought, spot on with this one. And this has a sort of punk. I guess a little bit if we think of Raf Simons having his sort of modernist music, avant-garde play, this kind of taps into these both spaces. So here, this drawing's lovely, and again we talk about live events. This would be perfect, and obviously you picked a really cool Prada shoe, the flame one, which was great. And I think looking at details, I got a lot of work drawing accessories and hands and bags and shoes for another magazine, Dazed. So there's lots of little work and pieces to do with shoes and accessories, and they love you to capture them through drawing. So Lily, this is lovely. So well done with these. Lana, I don't think Lana's on here, but Lana, uh, we saw your show at Fashion Scout, and I saw you at Fashion Scout, and I love this nose, a great nose. When I saw this and that red hair, really, this is lovely, and that sort of mix. I know you were talking about you wanting to mix more media, and because you're textiles, you want tactility in your work. So I thought this was really nice. I love that orange hair. It's great. Um, we're talking about Vivienne Westwood there, but I'm just thinking of this sort of modern lady and them sort of marks. This one on the left is fabulous. I thought it was great, and the one on the right reminds me of your other work that you've shown before. And here, I think what we could do is spend a little bit more time just some of the more details on that bag, probably just so it differentiates a little bit more. But stylistically, really nice, really graphic, would be great for some sort of ad. But this one on the left with the red hairs, but is lovely. Um, Tamio, I know you're on here. I left you a little bit later today, Tamio. So I'm trying to work out, Tamio, is this woman, what's her name? Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, Amanda Priestley. Yeah, Mary Streep. Yeah,
Yes, you've captured the likeness spot on.
yeah, that was my goal actually.
It's really good because it's nice to see, because you use very simple lines and you keep things really like minimal. And I just thought, wow, is that the lady from Devil Wears Prada? And it's great. And I thought like so capturing likeness is a real challenge. And I think looking at I tell you who'd be a great person for you to draw. I drew him for the financial Peter Marino. He is the architect for Chanel.
Peter Marino.
Peter Marino. And I got some work from him, and then I got more work from someone else who really liked his work. So look him up, Peter Marino.
I have a look. Okay.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, so have a look at them. But I didn't manage to put your animation up here. Something was happening with Google. It was crashing. But I'll share the animation with the next when I put it up online. But really nice, Tammy. I thought this was really good. And, it's good to see you keep animating. And I've been watching a lot of your Instagram. It's actually getting interesting for me to watch because you're showing a lot of like where you're going and you're looking. So I'm actually learning from you, watching your Instagram because
Oh,
you've been going
thank
to
you.
some interesting things. There's been lots of events happening. It's like the first. I'm getting an insight into your creative life.
Yeah, because now it's autumn, so there are lots of kind of cultural events. So I'm trying to go to the local events, kind of
Good,
traditional one.
good. And I would like to see some of let's get that work out there. Like think, even if I went to the Natural History Museum, and I started to draw, and then people surround you really quickly. So get that marker out, that bit of sketchbook or whatever it is, and if you start drawing people, people start coming over and asking questions. So I think we have to go back to some of these old approaches to get people to speak to you, network. Who are you? And I think. Tamio, you're kind of like, I don't know if you're drawing also with, do you ever use a white marker to draw with, like a Posco pen or on black card?
No, I usually do everything with ink, and then yeah,
And then you
I
reverse it.
invert, yeah, in
Yeah.
Photoshop.
Could you try the opposite instead? Draw with white on black and then get used to that process. Obviously, you're a bit probably scared of making a mistake, but I think it would be nice for you to try and draw directly onto black card, dark card with a white pen, even a white brush. Because if you're using a sort of brush, you can get white ink. I've used white ink from Winsor and Newton. They do quite a nice white ink.
Yeah, but I think that the black, yeah, get a good black paper. Yeah, I think
A
maybe
nice
that's.
black card, and it will
Oh,
look
I see
so
black card.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Buy some black card. Don't paint the card black. Really nice black with a nice thick tooth on it. And you've got no excuse because Japan are the best for making paper in the world.
Okay.
So you've got no excuse for using cheap paper. You can use beautiful paper, and you've got the brushes as well. So that you've got no excuses really for anything regarding materials, paper, equipment. I'm trying to talk to. I don't know if he owns a shop in Japan. His surname is Coney, Cony. I'm going to send you his link. He talk. He started to like and talk to me. He's friends with Hiroshi Tanabe,
Coney.
and I'm trying to. His surname is Coney, but I could maybe look him up quickly. But he's someone that I'm trying to get in touch, like to find. I'm trying to find out who he is because he looks really interesting, and I think there he is, Coney. Let me see
Maybe
if
a
I
pen
can
name.
see if you can show you his name. Can you see it on there?
Sorry, I have no, it's quite too small. How do you spell? So it's Koonni.
Koichi is his first name. and it's Sakyori, Sakayori. He really likes what we're doing at the moment, and I think he's really well connected within the art world, art and fashion. And
I'll have
he's
a look.
yeah, have a look, and it's Cony. Look him up because he's based in Japan. I don't know where. I think he might be in Kyoto, but oh, I don't know.
Okay, thanks. I'll have a look.
Well, have a look, and if you find out anything good, let me know.
Okay, thanks.
Any secret stuff, I'd love to know because all these people could be commissioners. You have to do a bit of investigation work. But Tamio, lovely, and you've captured the likeness. So maybe if you did more of these likeness things, you could get. I guess there's sort of we've got to get. I want to hear you telling me I've got some commission work. I want you battering me over the head, which would be good.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Nina, I'm trying to see. Wait a second.
Hi,
Hello, Nina.
hi,
How are you?
fine, you?
I'm not too bad. I was looking at your marvelous drawings.
Yeah,
Good. This one on the right with a
yeah,
with a more painterly, it's a bit more realistic. So the one on the left definitely reminded me of your work, and the one on the right was a little more refined and finished. But I'm not too sure which one I prefer because the one on the left reminds me of your work, and the one on the right looks too similar to the original.
okay.
And I feel like it's lost the Nina effect. Do you not feel that when you look at the two, uh, like the one on the
Yeah,
left, you've still got your inky black marks. And the one on the right is good because it feels like painterly, but it feels too close to the original.
yeah, yeah,
And I think you need to strip it back a bit and take something away to make it feel, because the other one feels like yours. I can recognize it straight away, but the one on the right is kind of a shift. Uh, and I just think we need to kind of fix that. But but look, Nina, really nice. I think we're starting to get well. I think applying both somehow together is where we're going to get this sort of hybrid mix. And I think what happens sometimes is when we lose a little bit of confidence, we start to go back to drawing things that look like the exact thing. And I think that's maybe but it's great. It's a great drawing. I'm not gonna complain. I'm just thinking, is this Nina?
yeah. I wasn't sure about the style on the left side, the drawing, if it's good enough,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it's yours.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's the thing. Obviously, you love putting in your extra little spots here, but I think the actual you didn't need it looks like fireworks or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you need that. So you've gone sort of crazy or you've had too many coffees. But the actual drawing is fine. And I think if you could get a mix of the two, we're nearly there. But I think I'm going to try and reference some more artists for you just to look at because, Paula Rego and there's lots of artists that you could look at who went to the Royal Academy who have their own sort of style of drawing and, use a very sort of naive way of drawing. You don't need to sort of panic and go back to traditional. And I just feel like that was a nice drawing. Well, it's an excellent drawing, but I was trying to work out where's Nina.
Okay, okay. More. I should go more on the left side.
But I think you should go back a bit, but you could mix and match the two somehow. And, look at even some of the works of drawings from Picasso, his black and white drawings, where he's using just a brush and a mark and a sort of a big crayon. Have a look at the way he draws people, objects, because he uses a very heavy black line. And I know it's quite difficult sometimes to use the heavy black line, but on them, the way you've done it on the shades, because you've drawn the shades, the white, and then you've gone over the top with the black, rather than going around the edge of it all, you've actually just filled in the spaces, which I think's nicer. That's a better way of drawing, which is good.
Mm, okay.
So good stuff. We just don't need the fireworks.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But just playing around.
Yeah, yeah. It's too many cappuccinos.
Yeah.
But good stuff. And Susanna Gomez, I don't know if Susanna Gomez is here, but we'll go for it. I really like this one from Susanna. We've just done a project with, and I don't know if everybody entered. I saw quite a few pieces for Bal Harbour, and this reminded me of a sort of 60s, 50s, 60s, if this was an ad for retro Prada. So I feel I could really imagine this being used as because retro comes back. You know, we go for a 90s period, then we go for a 50s, 60s. So if you have this sort of style, someone will pick this up and go, wow, I'd love to have some of that. And that long, beautiful leg, I thought it was great. So, Susanna, this was great. And I love the colors. I love the typography going through the leg and through the shoe. Really nicely done. Overall, this was a really good drawing. So well done. And I thought it was a great piece. So thank you. And I'm just think I've got a bad feeling here. Yes. Stay there. I can see you, Selma. Don't run away. I don't know what. Let me just check where your drawing is, Selma, because I saw it. Uh, ah, okay. Maybe you can share it. Selma, if you're able to turn on your microphone, I don't know. I'm just trying to find where your. Can you send in the chat? Because I'm sure I did. I saw a drawing by you, but can you? Because it's not in our folder.
Hi,
Selma,
Patrick.
Selma.
Yes. Oh, Patrick, I didn't participate. I just,
Ah,
yeah.
because you gave me a mild panic attack,
No, no.
and I thought, oh, I've missed out. But Selma,
Yeah.
it's nice to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you.
So anyway, next time, Selma, and I've seen some nice drawings happening on Instagram, so I've got my fingers crossed.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
But good stuff, and thank you. You know, thanks everybody. And I thought this was a really good set of drawings overall. And you know, we've got our last few days. It's been sort of full on for the last since Fashion Week, and I'm hoping, you know, it'd be nice to see you hopefully in London as well, Selma. If you can come, and we had a lot of people who came to Fashion Scout this time who were very nervous. And by day two, if we ask Kazmak, who was scared of everything, and she got right in there on the second day and really enjoyed it. And I thought it was great, and the response was great. So it was brilliant this year regarding Fashion Scout. So even if you don't have much courage regarding drawing, going to Fashion Scout, there's so many people there. And I've
Yeah.
got a massive library now for Fashion Scout. So we're going to try and bombard you with lots of photographs. They had a big studio backstage this time for photographing the work. So there's lots of professional photography. So we've got lots of stuff, and we're hoping to do the windows again. So there'll be lots of call outs. But thank you so much. And you know, a great job on the Prada. Well done, everyone. And well done, Tamio, as always, for staying up so late. You deserve a medal of every time. You know, I mention it every time, but you deserve it. So thanks, everybody, and have a good evening, and keep up the good work. And hopefully I'll see some work in the awards from all of you. I know some of you've entered, but let's pray. I'm praying for you all. Anyway, well done, everybody, and thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good night, and God bless.
Night.